What's going on, MSFers? Doolum here, back in with another video. And today, we're going to be talking about some feedback regarding yesterday's blog. So if you're not aware, yesterday's blog essentially has changed the way free-to-play is going to earn characters. It's going to be these RNG orbs that you have a 0.4, 0.2, 0.3% chance of getting a jackpot on. If not, continue getting one shard at a time over and over again, and you probably won't have a character for roughly 30 to 45 to maybe 60 days at a time. So I collected some feedback from people in my alliance, people in my Discord, and here's some of it. So let's go over it. So the first one is, I don't personally have an issue with them moving from 14-day free-to-play unlock to 30-day free-to-play unlock, as long as they are guaranteed to have them through normal gameplay in 30 days. If it's just a random chance to get it in 30 days, it's trash. It doesn't just hurt free-to-play players. It hurts alliances and pay-to-play players also. I actually agree with this. I understand that they're a business and they need to make money, and they need to understand that the people who pay exorbitant amounts of money need to feel like their money is being well worth spent, or they're not going to spend it here. But the fact that we don't have a track, we don't have a date, we don't have a timeline on when people like me are supposed to get it, when people that, you know, maybe aren't as engaged are supposed to get it. The one thing that they did say in the call is they want engaged people to get it first. They don't want to reward people for just popping on every once in a while. They want to make sure the engaged players are still feeling rewarded when they unlock the character, or to be able to unlock the character. But I agree, the RNG on it is just not good, and I don't think that's a good way to kind of practice business, especially when the entire game revolves around unlocking characters. And guess what? You can't unlock characters if it's just RNG. Next up, they are joking, right? Let me move my face out of the way. So from now on, if I will not get extremely lucky or throw cores on orbs, I will get characters 30 days after their initial offer. But if this is true, I am done. That is far too big of a disadvantage for me in any game mode. And yeah, I agree with this. This is my big issue, is I am competitive in one game mode and one game mode only. You guys know me. I am Crucible. My entire channel revolves around Crucible. I make 3 Crucible videos a week on fights. I do my defense, and then I usually make another Crucible video. Like, it's 4 to 5 times a week is Crucible on this channel. And if I can't be competitive, why do I care, right? Like, there goes my credibility, essentially, if I can't push and and go against people that are way bigger than me and show you how it's done and be able to pull it off. And when it comes to his point about cores, that's going to be my mantra going forward. Is I recommend you guys pick one game mode that you like the most, whether it's Crucible, War, maybe it's Arena, just in general because you like Arena and you think Arena teams are the best, whatever that might be. I think you need to pick one game mode, and you need to save every single power core they give you from these Arena changes, and save them for that game mode and that game mode only, to make sure you can unlock that team day one. Because if not, you're going to go an entire Cosmic Crucible season or an entire War season without having those characters or without having that full team. And that means that you just can't compete whatsoever anymore. So that's going to be kind of my suggestion on that. We can get to the next feedback, though. Number 3. I'm gonna throw myself to the side a little bit here. So just saw your post on your channel asking everyone to share their spending habits before and after. I'll read the corner for you. Before and after I buy every character since Eternals at 4 stars. So for those who don't know, that's about $100 per character. With the exception of a few I buy higher, like Illuminati, Zuggs, and Zim. Those are the special characters. And then Illuminati obviously had the Stargate with Captain Brexit. I also buy every Strike and Battle Pass. Haven't missed a single one. I also buy the $5 pop-up offer from the daily free claim for the solo main event every day for every event, as well as the pop-up offer from the Friday free claim. And lately it has been adding extra daily free claims for a few days towards the end of the event, and that has a $10 pop-up offer, which I buy that too. Then I buy cores sometimes as well, and a few other things here and there. Like I bought the $100 offer for 1 million treats, which the treats are for Purple ISO for the event store. Obviously for Purple ISO 5 times already, and usually always spend a bit in events that have leaderboards to make the top 1,000. So just right there, this guy's a pretty big spender. I mean, he's spending $100 per character. So there's 3 characters a month. So it's 300, another 80 on the passes. That's 380 plus a couple $100 offers. Plus he participates in leaderboards. I mean, he's probably in the $700 to $800 range, roughly. Probably $500 to $800 range. So I spend heavily on this game, and this change doesn't benefit me as a spender. It negatively impacts me. What changes will take place with my spending? Nothing right now. I'm still hoping to see a change sooner rather than later, but if a change doesn't happen, I'm going to consider leaving my alliance for a spender-only alliance. But I've heard they are not chill at all, and very seldomly my activity dips due to life and work. I always log on daily, every day, but war every once in a while, I'm not able to get into it. So not sure if I want to do that, or else I will stay with my alliance and stop buying characters and passes, as it won't matter to stay competitive, as I will be gated to content due to the rest of my alliance not being able to participate, or I will quit and come back when the game goes back in the right direction. And there has always been a big split between free-to-play players and paid players, but there hasn't been this big of a split where paid players feel almost dirty and almost kind of stupid to be in an alliance with mostly free-to-play players or mostly lower spenders. But now, to this guy's point, what's the point in me buying the characters if the rest of my alliance isn't? So I'm just going to leave my alliance and have to go with other like-minded people, or else I'm not going to enjoy the game. I'm not going to be able to play the game because I'm the only one able to do the tech section because I'm the only one who has Orcus, or I'm the only one able to do the Mystic section because I'm the only one who has Night Stalkers. Or I'm the only one who's able to compete in Alliance War because I'm the only one that can take out this defense because I'm the only one who bought the counter. But guess what? There's another 10 rooms that we have to go into that don't, or 9 rooms that we have to go into that I can't beat. There's another 8 rooms, whatever it is, right? So it's making this guy choose between being with his alliance or going to a spender alliance. And the spender alliances are usually a lot sweatier. They're a lot more try-hard. And he doesn't want that. But he wants to be able to casually spend, have fun with his friends, and continue playing the game that he loves. But unfortunately, it seems like that may not be the case anymore. Number 4, I'm not. It's BS. Listen, we get some of the best content creators this game has in this alliance. This is an alliance mate of mine. If they don't want to spend now, they're 30 days behind on putting out solid content on new tunes. Couple weeks maybe. You want to limit how high they can get it upgraded on a free-to-play basis. Fine. But 30 days you guys miss in a 7-week CC season. I don't know how I seem to be in the minority, but it's all gated lately. I get accommodation to paying players, but the constant get effed to over. The other half, I'm over. And for context, this is a gentleman who gets pretty much every single character to 7-7 day 1. This man is a Kraken. He has diamonds on Old Man Logan. He has diamonds on Super Scroll. He spends on leaderboards. He spends on characters. He spends on me, too. He's donated multiple times to me, which is why I even have the Annihilators right now. So this is somebody who this change is benefiting because he's still enjoying his characters, but now he's getting a higher exclusivity rate. But he doesn't enjoy that the content creators he gets to watch don't get to have the characters for even longer and don't get to show content that benefit the game. Because for content creators like me who don't buy the characters on release unless I get it donated to me, I will not be able to play with those characters. I know Mobile Gamer buys 1 character offer, so he's able to play with them, and that's a business expense to him. But I don't have the luxury of having that business expense. This is not a business for me. This is a hobby. And my content could suffer because of that. So now I might have to make a decision of going, hey, do I invest more in this game to continue making quality content? Or do I say, screw it, I'm not going to do it, and potentially lose a fan base, lose customers, lose viewers. I don't know why I say customers. Lose viewers, and that's not what I want. I want you guys to come here because you guys can see what not spending or spending very minimal can do in this game. But now it's just gonna be a showcase on what it can't do. And that's sad. And this is coming from a Kraken who doesn't like this change. Feedback number 5. This is gonna be a multiple person thread here. I like how they say it's possible to unlock a character day 1. Yep, that elusive 0.000001 drop rate, like that 180 drop I got once in 6 years. I've gotten 2 times in about 4 years, so yeah. Or drop money also works. Exactly, just drop money. And then the same person said, which is perfectly fine, and these people should get an advantage. I agree. I personally would rather have a timeline in which I get the character after the people spend. Whatever that is, instead of getting pissed off of grinding hard to open a stupid-ass orb that gives me 1 shard. Then somebody else said, I think most people seem to be okay with the 30-day free-to-play unlock as long as there is a timeline. Yeah. We need a timeline. Like, you're so scared of committing to a timeline. Have the balls to commit to a timeline and understand that you have to do that, because right now we feel like guinea pigs just sitting here waiting for you to figure out what works and what doesn't work, and we're just getting the shit end of the stick for it. And that's not okay. You're like, while you're trying to do all this research, this testing, people are gonna bounce. They're not gonna sit here through your testing and experiments. That's the problem. 30 days is fair, IMO. Put it at that for very engaged players and longer for others. That way we don't feel like a nuisance for the rest of the alliance. And I absolutely agree with this. If it is at 30 days, cool. I want highly engaged, super sweaty people that choose not to spend on initial character offers to be able to get it in a specific timeline. So we know, hey, on day 30, I'm done getting bent over in Cosmic Crucible. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. But right now, there's no light at the end of the tunnel for these. It's literally just, well, let's see if Scopely's generous with these character shards. Let's hope we get a pocket dimension that they mess up and run 6 times instead of 2, and I get to get a Shuri, BP Shuri to 7 stars by accident. Like, I'm just praying. I'm at the mercy of Scopely deciding if they think it's fair or not, instead of me being able to use my skill or my engagement to unlock something. Instead, I'm at the mercy of Scopely or it's RNG. And that's not fun. That's not how a hero collector should be. So that was feedback number 5. Let's go to feedback number 6. I agree. This change sucks. I will also say this is from one of the bigger spenders I know. For reference, his alt is in my alliance with the Council of Doom. And his alt account, his second account, and I think he has 4 total. His second account is at 130 million TCP, and mine is at 80 million TCP. So he's about 50 million bigger than I am, and that's his second account. His primary account's in like the 160s, if I'm not mistaken. So this guy spends a lot, okay? The illusion of competition is what keeps this game going. It's what keeps people interested. I know that I play a different game than most, but the people who believe there's competition need to believe. There also needs to be periods of catch-up where people can get to the point where it's actually closer. This change is going to drive the divide even further, and less players is just bad for the game. I completely agree with this. I like having, even if I know there's no chance I should beat somebody, I like having the illusion of at least having a prayer, right? And right now, given this change, I don't even have the illusion. I just don't. Because if I can't have the newest Cosmic Crucible team in 2 to 3 weeks, and I'm stuck waiting 6, 7, 8 weeks for an entire CC season, what's the point in me trying? What's the point in me caring? What's the point in me making a counter everything video if 90% of the player base is not going to have the counter that actually beats it? Why? Like, what's the point? It's not conducive to a player base. And I understand Krakens deserve an advantage. They pay for that advantage. Yes. But there needs to be a clear path for free to play to be able to unlock characters, or you will see a lot of people end up leaving. And that is my personal opinion and what I've seen people giving feedback on. Now, another piece of feedback that goes a little bit in a different direction. I work in the gaming industry, and as crazy as it sounds, free to play players were very spoiled compared to other games. Obviously, it's not a good change at all, but I see they're a business with with IP like Marvel, it's weird being much cheaper than others. To be clear, I think mobile games in general are a ripoff, but Scopely is just closing the gap, and it's kind of understandable. Complaining as a free-to-play player isn't understandable for me. Great IP, great game, and still possible to play free-to-play is good. If you don't spend, you can't compete with a spender. You can be the best player in your power range. Mindset will have to shift a bit. So, this is one of the only mobile games I've ever gotten into this far, other than like Clash of Clans back in like high school, but I don't really count that, and I didn't spend on that. So I feel like this could be pretty true. Maybe free-to-play players and cheap-to-play like me were very spoiled at this game, being able to pull things off. Like I'm in top 150 of Cosmic Crucible right now. I know Juicy's like in the top 30 of Cosmic Crucible right now, and he's a very cheap-to-play player. So maybe we've just been spoiled. Maybe that shouldn't be the case. Maybe that skill gap shouldn't be there, that we can bridge the gap for the money. It's not a good change at all, but I see they're a business, which I agree with. And then complaining as a free-to-play player isn't understandable for me. Great IP, great game, and still possible to play free-to-play is good. I do agree with that. I think it is a great IP. It is a great game. The art is great. I think this game has moved in the right direction gameplay-wise, especially when Battle World comes out. There's going to be a lot more high-end content towards the end, so I think that's going to be great because that's what we've been missing for a long, long time. And you are still possible to play free-to-play, but the problem is that path is not clear, and I think that level of uncertainty is just scaring people, and rightfully so. It's new, it's change. People don't like change, but I think the path of uncertainty with this change is also very problematic and not good in general. But that's going to be it for the feedback, so I figured I'd end it off with a lovely meme that my alliance shared. Player, free-to-play can't be competitive with these changes. Boundless, we'll have offers to help them. And yeah, that's kind of what it feels like. Don't worry, Scopely will have offers. It's fine. We'll have offers to help you out. But I wanted to share some feedback that I had been seeing. I'm also going to share this with the developers, and I genuinely hope the developers do watch this. And developers, if you did watch this, whoever did, send me a DM with your honest opinions. I'm genuinely curious, or just give me a, hey, I watched it. This was nice. I appreciate it. Whatever it might be. I'm genuinely curious if anybody at Scopely watches this. Send me a DM. I'm not going to call you out. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to put you on blast. Just send me a DM. I'm genuinely curious if you guys saw this and are listening to this feedback, because this is scary as a content creator who really, really cares about this game and the way people are going, whether it's free to play, cheap to play, or Krakens. I feel like all player bases were represented here in their feedback, and most of it was negative. And I think that really needs to be taken to heart by you guys. But until next time, this has been Doldum. Later, MSFers.